Fatwes TV viewers, good morning, good afternoon, good evening, because I know that every time you will keep watching the same video, the same story, the same good thing, and it is developmental. I'm called Fatwes, that is my name. I work with Fatwes TV. This Fatwes TV, it is best in every corner, wherever you are. Whether you are in Abu Dhabi, whether you are in America, whether you are in Chicago, you keep following us. And we bother too much on things that affect people or commoners. Most times, issues that develops the area, not just anyhow that we are like, some people think. They think that the bloggers, sort of, for us, we are different from that kind.
The ones I always see.
Yeah, okay. So this day, we are in Rwakitura,
yes,
at
please.
President's farm.
Yes, please.
This is the first home.
Yeah, it is.
Yeah, it is. Today we are going to talk about. We are going to react on agriculture, the dairy farming, all those, and the good chance we have one of the, maybe let me call him boss of the farm.
Yes.
Though there is another boss, but you are now
There's
in
the
charge.
big boss.
Yeah, big boss. There is a big boss, but for you, you are a big boss for the farm. So our viewers, thank you for being there. The good chance I've told you where we are. We are in Rwakitura at President's home, and it is located in Kiruhura District. We are going to talk about dairy farming. So can people see you?
Yeah, that's okay.
You're welcome.
You're welcome, Farouk. This is my name is Mesach Muganga, and Farouk, you're welcome.
Thank you.
I think this is our second time.
Right.
Of meeting, still here.
Still here in,
Yes,
here at
Yes.
President's home.
You're welcome, and today I would have taken you around, but it's not possible.
Right.
It's not possible, that's why we are here. But farming is everywhere. You move with it everywhere.
Okay, what he tries to mean is trying to tell us that we would be in herds of cattle, but this time we are not. Let's remain here. And he's good in explaining. So you're welcome.
Yes,
Mr. Mesach.
Thank you.
For sure,
Okay.
the work you are doing, people are thanking. Though some people don't know you,
Yeah,
but they will know you because Fatwes TV at least goes everywhere.
that's good.
Yeah.
I thank you for coming, and I very much want to put myself in the shoes of a farmer.
Right.
Yes, because I've been a farmer since I was born.
Right.
Let me say that. My dad has been a dairy farmer specifically, and I have grown up seeing everything from him. He's been the doctor, he's been the engineer, he's been everything at the farm. So I have learned so much from him. Actually, more than I have learned from class.
Right.
So
there are people who think that whoever is at President's home or running his thing is a soldier. That's how they say.
no, that's what they think, but
Which it is healthy.
it is okay to think that way, but no, I am not a soldier, and I am a vet.
Right.
By profession.
Veterinary officer.
Yes, by profession, and but I prefer to put myself into the shoes of the farmer, because I am the farmer, and I do more of I look after cows in terms of feeding and what more than I do putting them in a crush and injecting those medicines.
Right.
Yes.
Now, Can you tell us the meaning of dairy farming, especially people who are out there, to know what is the definition
of dairy farming? You know, when you hear of dairy, it's like when you hear about beef. What do you think? Beef.
Beef.
Yes.
You think about meat.
No. Now, what about if I say beef farming? What do you understand?
Still, you add on.
You add on something.
Yeah.
So dairy. This is in every man's heart. Dairy is in every man's heart. So you add on something little. This is a simple. You're rearing animals for milk and milk products. And when I was young in 95, around 95, the first dairy farmer I saw was my dad. My dad is called Mr. Tandeka, Mr. So if you go to Zimbabwe, I come from Zimbabwe.
Right.
I think one time you should go and interview him because he's the first dairy farmer I saw.
I'm picking.
So I learned from him.
You learned from
actually, if you ask around, they say he was the first dairy farmer to bring in Frisians. 96, around 95, 96 there. I was young, but I woke up one morning and I was seeing cows with colors totally different from our Longhorn. And I did not have an idea what they were until he started to look after them, and I saw there was more milk, and I don't know where he learned that. So he made that history.
People who are watching us, the big man we are having here is called Mesach, and he's a very good guy, and he's a role model because he has been doing great. You know, even to live where you live, or to come to come and base in the first family, to work for the first family, it is another story. People who are watching us, you must be having good quality of producing or even of working. So, have you defined dairy farming?
Yes, I did.
You did?
I did. That rearing animals for milk and milk products, other milk products. It's there are some people who add value to milk. They get out some cheese, they get out ice cream, they get out so many things from the milk.
Ndana camera no show equation. Camera should come closer.
So
another camera.
You don't want to make things hard for the farmer, because the farmer doesn't have time to listen to too much English and what, and he needs farmer naenda ngomugambire something simple.
Yeah.
So if my dad yaba nandeba naja
it's like
the soaps the SOPs. You are almost near me, so
right.
I will do it, but towards the
maybe
or you can. That's okay.
Yeah.
That's okay. Okay.
So now the question is, you know very well how dairy farmers have been affected. Now, what could be those nanny that has been affecting dairy farmers?
Well, there are so many things that have affected the dairy farmers, but ask me that later. I would like to go now straight.
Right.
It
is your take.
I am just a professional at two things. One is under dairy farming, one is zero grazing.
Right.
Yes, and the other that I would talk about is pasture-based. You may call it semi-intensive. A little bit about zero grazing. I will not go much into it because I did it for a short time, not for a long time.
Now tell us on pasture.
And I would tell you about, before I come to pasture, I would tell you about zero grazing before I leave it.
Thank you.
I happened to be in actually 3 countries outside Uganda. That is the state of Israel and Japan and South Korea. South Korea, I just went through, but I saw what they were doing. Japan, I was there for a few days, and I saw what they were doing. But I will talk about more of the Israelis, because I stayed with them for almost 2 years. And Israel, when you hear of Israel, some people think of the first thing that comes to their mind is war, Israel is a desert, technology. What else? What do you think when you hear Israel?
Even skill now, this military skills.
You're forgetting one thing. What about religion?
The region.
Religion.
Religion.
Religion. So in Israel, yes, it is a desert. If you go there, you may think that you see people here in Uganda, we look at Karamoja as the worst place to be in Uganda. But no, Karamoja is good. Karamoja is okay. There is when you look at Israel, you will not, I don't know what you will imagine, because some days in the year, temperatures go to 40 degrees. Oh. Just this room temperature raises to 40. So mere coming out of your house, you start sweating. You have not even moved, but you start sweating. And some months are cold, a little bit of winter, but it's amazing how they do farming. In that it is sand, hot sand. But when you go there, I think this place is green. But when you go there, it is greener, if I may say. It is it is more green. I don't know how I can call it.
Right.
So Israel, when you look at a pasture field, oh my God, you might want to call the cameraman and take pictures. It's heaven. But how do they do it? Most of their water is salty. Even when you're taking water from the tap, it is salty. But they try to purify it and make it fresh. It's that when you're drinking it, you feel like you're drinking Renzori. Yes. So what they know, their challenges. They know their challenges. So they try and even don't sleep to conquer their challenges. So they do actually about 80% in Israel. 85% it's irrigation, irrigation farming. The government invests a lot of money in irrigation. So I happened to be on a farm, on a dairy farm, a Yad Hair in southern Israel, in a town called Ashkelon. And you know, they live in a kibbutz. It's called a kibbutz, like a community. So it's called Yad Mordechai. That dairy farm is Yad Hair. So we had I was there like an intern student from Makere. So what they
are watching, Edith Kamwika is in London.
What they
saying, thank you, that hi people. She again added, I am watching. Then Moses Mukombo's good morning. Good. Now this one is saying Kayebe Enos. I'm watching live. But you should tell us where you're based from so that people can, our officer can at least know where you're based from. But the good chance I've at least told you where they based from.
Okay.
But they are from here.
Okay, thank you for watching. Thank you for watching. I appreciate. And it's amazing to watch something that you love. So that I was still telling you about the farm I was on, Yard Hill, in Yard Mordecai. We had 25 acres of land, and we had 1,500 Frisians on it. Can you imagine? 25 acres. 25 acres is not a lot of land. But we had 1,500 animals on it. So how would we manage to do it? It was zero, completely zero grazing. So, and out of the 1,500, this included the heifers, the calves, the pregnant mothers, and the milking, all the lactating mothers. And we were out of the 1,000, kunte 10,500 twali tukamako ente 850. Naye nga ezo ente 850 ze twali tukama. Twali tukama buli lunaku emitwalo gy'amata 24,000 per day. So ekyama kiriwa nga kyama kyalimu feeding. Feeding. Always the secret about zero grazing is the management and the feeding, because ate ente zaabo zikanzireebeka gye kukirana nezo ezitukulisiza omu malisizo. Osanga omuntu ayina about 8 square miles konka osanga ente nezenda kukaba. Why? Management, there is a problem. Ekindi, either it is overgrazing, it is overgrazing. It is always overgrazing that.
When you overgraze
your land,
still it is okay. Yeah, it is a problem.
It is a problem because you destroy the pasture. On top of exploiting it, you destroy it completely. So the Israelis don't have much land. They don't own land like we do. But what they do, if they want to, a community kibbutz, if they want to...
Kibbutz, you say that is a community?
Yeah, it's a community. Kibbutz is the Israeli language.
Yeah, okay.
Yes. So if they want to, like Rwakitura, they decide and say, we are going to do dairy farming. So they write their proposal to the government. So what the government does is to bring the machines, install everything, then you bring the cows, put them inside the sheds, and then what you do is the kibbutz.
I think people who are watching, you are seeing our officer. He's trying to explain.
So the kibbutz, mwe abali mu community kyemukora, mwe abekoramu omulimu, mwe abejjamu engineer agenda okulabirira ebyuma ebyo, mwe abejjamu manager agenda top manager agenda okumanaginga farm eyo, abaana bamwe bwe bakama. Because never work over no kamse byoma. Still there's someone who has to fix the machines.
Yeah, yeah.
You know, people think that when you're using machines, you just bring in the cows, then the machines fix themselves. No, it is you still who fixes the machine. So, community, you jam abana bagenda okulabirira farm mulimu gwammwe, but everyone benefits from it because bagulawo account nga buli omu ku farm eyo sente ezijja afunako. That's how they get paid back. Then basigala nga ebizimbe oba ki, all the assets there basasula just musoro to the government for fixing the machines. I think which is very good. Ate ekirala prices zaabwe ez'amata zibeera fixed throughout the country. Price ebeera uniform. Tebeera fixed naye ebeera uniform. The price ebeera uniform nnyo. So ate government egezaako nnyo neraba nti price eyo gyegenda okusetinga ejja kwagaza abalunzi abo okukola for more milk. Yes, because you will not work for something where you don't earn anything. True. Would you? You won't. So you will not be motivated. Nekati bagamba nti Faruku bagenze kukatugezenga initiative ya government wano wegabira abantu ente ezokulonda. By the way, initiative y'abantu mwagikwata bubi nnyo ne mugionoona nenga kyali kintu kirungi nnyo. Singa bakuwa ente ezo, ate there are some people they were given up to 5 cows. Bwe bakuwa ente 5 eza Fraser neno Holstein ng'omanyi ogirabirira, okimanyi osobola okubeera n'ente 5 ng'okama amata okusinga omuntu alina ente 20.
Ekyo kyogenda okunyonyola abantu tebakimanyi ojja baganyonyola n'ekika ky'ente. Bannange kyova olaba tuli kweno, tuli ku farm ya president wano, twagala muyige leero, muyige ente obeera otya n'ente nosanga nti ekuyambi okusinga ate okubeera n'ente nnyingi ate onayina ente entono nekikuyambako. Ebyo byonna nakubisoborera Mesach kandi alikiriya munonga akanora alimu naha background ye kuba Omuyisirayiri byone byarebire, then yamara atusoborera omulisa weno lyokwe olukureba iwe nokikorota shana kantware nabo umugisha ngire ninde akamwika najangu naenda kwesimba kazo nka woman MP. Then kara isimbe kakazo applying the same nkana kwenda kugira ngo oshomesa abantu ati nabuza ngu will you help her okuyamba barisa boko nguninga kuno mu state house kuno tokuruga.
No. No, it's not wow. What I always tell my guys here who come to help me with work. When you come to work from Zay, here who come to help me with work. When you come to work from Zay, you have not come to work for the government. Right. You're working from Zay as an individual, and when does not restrict actually Mzee. Nabana yendangu those guys who have opportunities like me to go outside to those countries. When you come back, do something to your community. Do a service.
Right.
Do a service to your community, help the rest. So tukujangu, because I am here I am here doing some work with Mzee. I will not be I am restricted to give out knowledge. No, I am not. I am not like it's okay when you organize. I have to let me tell you one thing, Farouk. If you want to succeed, or if you want to do a steady progress,
I think people you are hearing, it is the same message to you who are watching.
As the NRM people will say, steady progress.
Right.
So if you want to do a steady progress, learn to be organized for life. If you're disorganized, you will not move a step. That's why That's why Chokurevera NRM has come up beating people. Because NRM is organized. This one comes in and pulls the other, this one comes in, pulls the other.
Now
so
this Alon
we are organized.
Now this Alon San is saying, I'm in Guru. I'm in Guru watching. Okay, I'm in Guru watching, but as if he should take us more in zero grazing. And I also request this platform to focus on practical things so people can learn and apply the skills of their farms. I think you've heard the message. Now this one is saying, start on farm, visiting and training, and we shall learn. I'm watching from Guru City.
Okay, thank you for watching.
It's called Aaron Sunday.
Thank you. Actually, when I was in my high school, I had a lot of friends of mine from Guru. Actually, I was even in Guru to visit some friends of mine. So, and the other thing, before I go into zero, remember I have to go to the other. So, when you go outside and you get an opportunity, especially farmers or the intern students, learn to love your country. Actually, this is something that should be inborn. You shouldn't be told to love your country. Actually, me, I have moved to those countries I've told you, but there is no any other country that is better than Uganda, or that I love more than Uganda. It is not there. Me, I love Uganda. When I'm here, I feel home. You know, there is that confidence they call home grounds. When you're home, you're strong. You're strong. So, what you learn outside, have a feeling for your country. If they have it, where can't we be? Where can't we be? Can't we be far? Can't we do even better than those people? Like I was telling you, Israel is a desert. But what they do, the 25 acres, they put the sheds, everything, make tanks. So the rest of the open field, they grow pastures. So actually that farm, we were stocking food once in a year. When the tractors would go out in the open field, cut the pasture, bring it, compact silage, and bale the hay, and they would do it once in a year. And that food would feed all the cows throughout the year, all the 1,500 in a year. And the cows would, ente zabo zikawa zitakumanya neza to surprisingly. Size, even milk wise, osanga ente on average, it's giving 20 liters a day, average 20 liters. 20 liters a day. Isn't that same cow, same breed? Yeah, same breed. Same breed, but giving 20. A cow giving 100 liters a day. 100. Just one cow like this. That's why I was saying those guys who are given the cows by the government, that initiative, they lost a chance. They did not know what to do. If they had given me those 5 cows, right now I would be competing with some prominent people for milk. Yeah, true, true.
Then now, can I ask you this?
So let me complete this.
Yeah, complete.
So what they would do in Israel, they would store that food, and then they would use cheese water to mix cheese water. Cheese water omunyankore n'amaranga gutweta amaranga cheese water. So instead of using water,
the water that comes
from the milk
itself, which is for pouring, because people they pour
it, they give it to dogs, they give it to, but the other side, it is the secret behind Israeli cows giving a lot of milk, because instead of mixing the feed using water like we do here, they use cheese. They store the cheese and use it to mix the feed. So you find their cows are looking healthy. They have the milk, they have the size. they have the beauty. You look at the cow, and you know, when you look at a hungry person, he's not pleasing. A hungry person he cannot please you. So it's actually when you're trying to compare cows, compare them to humans.
Right.
Yeah, that's what I do. I will not regret my words. I compare the cow to a human being. A human being who is looking fit and healthy, you can look at him and admire that person. But a person who is dying of hunger, you will sympathize with the person. So they would use cheese water, mix the feed, hay and silage, and then feed it to the cows. Depending on how much money they would feed the cow, depending on how much milk that cow gives to them. Aho entete kubasa kuba ekwereza TV endijo nekwereza 10 okazereza supplementing ebyokulya nebyo bimu. No, it does not make sense. We are here for money.
To milk a cow that you don't feed. To make a cow, to feed a cow that you don't earn a lot from it. So you feed a cow depending on how much she gives you. And this is realized of when you want to feed the dairy cows, start on the same feed. See if you're giving them 2 kilograms of maize bran, give them 2 kilos. See how much each cow gives you for a week. So if one cow goes from 5 liters to 15 after a week, and then the other cow remains at 5 after a week, then the other cow which has gone to 15 needs more food. That means if you add 4 kilos to her, she will give you 20 or more. Then this one has remained constant. So if leave her there, leave her in that category. That's how economists do if you want to gain from what you're doing. So Israel, I'm finishing up with that. Israel, I didn't want to go much into it. True. First then you come.
They would use the cheese water, mix the feed the cow, and then because of the desert, they would irrigate those pasture fields, and they would be looking green. They irrigate them, put manure, everything. Because they would be knowing in turn they will get out something. So during the hot season, you know, here the weather is good. The weather is very good. You don't need now to fan the cows. But the cows are in the shade and you're putting up fans. You don't need to do that. Because if you can keep putting on a jacket up to this time, you're not feeling hot. You're not feeling very cold, so you may take out the jacket or you may remain with it. So we don't need to install fans now for the cows because our weather is beautiful. The wind is blowing, and everything is fresh. So for them during the dry season or summer, when the temperatures would raise, you know, the cows get uncomfortable when the temperature goes up. Okay. So they would put up fans, and a Frisian cow, what you teach her to do is what she does. She's like a baby. What you teach her to do is what she does. If you teach her to come for food here every day, she will come for it in the right time. If you teach her to go to the shower, she will shower. So during the hot season, we had showers. So they would build the showers within the farm structures, specific rooms where the cows will be brought, and then when they stand there, everything is automatic. The water turns on, and the cow stands there for about 5 minutes, and water is pouring on her, and then water would go off, and then the fans would blow away the water so that she feels comfortable. Try to make her comfortable. and in turn she would give them what they wanted. So Israel is a story that we can talk about the whole day.
For sure.
Now that was zero grazing. Here in Uganda, it is not hard, but it is very hard to do zero grazing, because first of all, and it would have been simple because we have the labor, we have the land, but now it is expensive to grow the pastures for a cow on zero grazing. It is very expensive. It is costly. Actually, if you don't calculate it well, you may not get out what you've put in. So that's how I came to switch from zero to pasture-based dairies or semi-intensive, which I'll tell you more about.
Thank you.
Yes.
Then now, can you continue driving your point? Because there is where we are heading.
Okay.
And there is that question, I don't know whether you've heard. Now, Alon from Good, there is what he asked.
Okay. So, coming to semi-intensive or pasture-based dairies, I happen to work with I look a young man, but I have worked for so many people, and I don't consider myself young.
Because of experience.
I don't consider myself young.
The moment you realize in your experience, you say, I'm not young.
No, I am not young. I'm not young. I happen to work with one on someone's farm, Dr. Sechimpi from Makere. He has a farm in Usika. I think he's trying to do zero.
Zero.
By the time I left, it was semi-intensive, but he's closing into zero grazing. And he was amazing. He had everything. He had installed everything. You know, when you also have the resources. And there's no way why you shouldn't do what is best when you have the resources. Yeah, when you have the resources, zero is good, it's okay, because you know it is zero. It is in Uganda now can be good because you know, cows pick ticks from the neighborhood, from where. So if your cows remain inside, you may control the ticks. But since most people cannot do it, that's why I thought they had to switch to semi-intensive. Okay. So I worked with Dr. Sechimpi. I was at Nakinsasa. Nakinsasa, I think, is for the government, together with Makere University.
There is what I know. I was there, even they trained us in dairy farming. In
Ruwero. It's towards Ruwero.
This one of Makere, it has a name. I was there for almost
the one in Gomba.
1 week.
The one in
North
Gomba.
of Gomba, Kampala.
Kampala. Oh, Kampala. That one forgotten. So I was at Nakinsasa.
Right. Then the big one.
What I know about Nakinsasa, or they have a variety of pasture seeds. If you want and good ones, very good ones. If you want the brocaria, if you want any grass, they have the seeds there. And I think they are not limited to selling it to anyone who wishes to have it. And then I had to work with Frank Farm. Frank Farm Estates is in Zimbabwe. They deal in both dairy and then beef farming, because they have the Borani, they have the American Brahman, which are for meat, and then they have the Ankore, and then they have the Holstein Friesian for milk. And they are growing pasture too, feeding, but still doing semi-intensive, and they are doing good. They are doing good. And then that yard hire in Israel, and then now working with the president.
Now we're working with President of Uganda,
yes,
Kiruhura Museveni.
So it's a privilege and an honor, because first of all it is good for me, because when when you want to do something. You see, the president is not rigid like most people do. Most people have the resources, but they are rigid.
They are rigid.
Yeah, they are rigid. They do not know what, I don't know if they don't know what is good or something.
Okay.
When you want to do something good for them, there is that hinge on the pocket. They cannot let out money yet you want to use for them. You want to use it on their business. But the president gives you a chance. You exploit your talent, your profession, and you do your best as is advising you here and there.
Hey, he's a good advisor. It's like
advising you.
It's like he's a good advisor. Maybe you want to confirm.
So the pasture best now, I mean, so I'm assuming that you already have selected a better breed. Kanje yangu hati naza kuteka ngu watungire breed eshchire Holstein, because why I'm using Holstein, it is what most of us have, most Ugandans, they have Holstein. So let me start at the point where I assume you have the cow already, right. Holstein.
Right.
So first and foremost, you know what the cow wants that makes her comfortable to give you the milk that you want. Have you heard that statement? Know what the cow wants that makes her comfortable to give you the milk that you want.
That you want.
Yes. The first thing, graze the cow.
Graze the cow.
Yes. Let the cow graze. Because in grazing, she will pick the pasture she wants that you do not have maybe. So let the cow graze, but don't let the cow go in open field on a free range.
I'm picking.
Use paddocks. Do the paddocking. Kora paddock. Nyowe na kujanti in 96. Because I was born in 92. So by 96 I was trying to understand what was happening.
I'm picking.
I found my dad was paddocking. And that's one thing I have learned, that you can never run out of pasture. When you paddock, because if you have about 4 paddocks, you graze with each paddock for about let's say minimum 2 days.
Minimum 2 days.
2 days. So how long will you take to come back in that paddock? That will be around 6 days. 6 days. So the 6 days you have given this pasture ezenaku mukaaga zowadde eno paddock gyobaddemu ng'ogivuddemu, gyolundiddemu ennaku 2 ng'ogivuddemu, ezenaku mukaaga zogiwa ogenda okukomawo omuddo ne bwe guba nga tegukuze nnyo naye ekyo ntikyete kirali omwenyankole ekirali nkiba kyali giremu. So and the smell of the grass will be good again, and still the grass will have grown. And still the grass will have grown. Not much, but a little bit. So if you keep doing that the whole year, 24/7, you can never run out of pasture. So paddocking, do the paddocking. Separate yaura mwente, yaura mu enyena, yaura mu enyena zibere zokka, yaura mu ente zikuziza zibere zokka, yaura mu heifers enyena z'empangale zibere zokka, zirunde zokka. Ente zikamibwa zijemu zibere zokka. Ente zikamibwa is the first priority, should be your first priority. Lwaki tukola ekyo, lwaki tuzaawulamu ekisooka, oyagala noyenda kukendeeza competition for food, oyagala kukendeeza competition ya mmere. You want to reduce competition for food, for feed. kiringa nga bwona tuteeka ku line kati n'otuteekamu nga tugenda kufuna kyamisana like in high school, you remember?
I remember how we used to make a line.
N'otuteeka mu line nga mulimu abazeeyi, mulimu abakazi b'embuto, mulimu abaana abato ennyo, then n'abavubuka ab'amaanyi. Nga maybe emmere temala, olowooza kiki ekinaabaawo? Olowooza omukadde anaalya? Olowooza omwana omuto anaalya? Tajja kulya. Omuvubuka ow'amaanyi, banaavuka ab'amaanyi be bajja okulya. So why we separate just the same line is to reduce competition for food. Nekirala okuleetawo omunyankole freedom nomugeta
Ninanka n'emirembe.
Kuleetawo emirembe. Kuleetawo eddembe bwe ziba nga ziri ez'amaanyi zibeera zokka. Oluusi ziba zeetya n'okwetya, so they are in a way they become comfortable. Ate ne zino enkadde bwe zibeera zokka nazo zibeera n'emirembe, ne zino ento bwe bubeera bokka nabo bubeera n'emirembe. Tewali zibutomera, tewali, there is freedom. So ekirala bw'oba oli ku pasture based, making sure nti olina amazzi.
Amiziga agokutabura byona nakubishobora.
Making sure nti you have clean water. Bera na soko bere na amazzi, making sure nti amazzi goyina gali clean. Kuba kiringa gwe banakuwa emmere nga oba ekyokunywa nga it's contaminated. Will you take it with your whole heart?
No.
You're not. So
you can't.
So oyina okubeera n'ekyokunywa nenga kiyonjo. So be with the water, but clean water. Amazzi gateeke buli wamu bw'oba osobola. Paddock giteekemu amazzi. Kuba nze nkugamba nti zuukuka ekiro ne ngenda ndabe ku nte zino oba ndabe how are they in the night.
Right.
Naye ngenda okutuuka saawa meka, saawa 10. Ngenda okutuuka nga nsanga ente ziri ku bwato zinywa. In the night. Ate ng'enkuba yasiibye etonnya. Nine nsanga nga kweziri zinywa. Ate kati olwo akasana bwe kanajja, zijja kuba kyetaaga, zijja ku every 1 hour ejja kuba eyagala kunywa mazzi. And zino ente ezikamwa, the more she takes in water, the more milk. Actually, buli kilomita ey'ente kugenda ne losing alita y'amata. Buli kilomita ey'ekugenda kuza kulonda ekyokulya nalya amaizi gokunywa ne losing alita y'amata.
Atugire ngo nico kana orebeze enyankore zitiine mate kugira ngo zizabe nzitambura enyuma wawo.
Because they go very far. Hati ndo manyangu ibe n'enyankore nzibasa kukama.
Right now?
Yeah.
Zirgamu litanka k10.
You might find a cow enyankore ne kwelality 10. Do you believe that?
Ataho ninjo ine kushobora.
So if still taro any other dynamics, it is the same story. It's in Kuganda. If you shorten her distance, give her water, she will give you the milk. Feed her. So amazing, making a sure ngo waba no yenda kutandikaho diary. Be with water. Never make a mistake of starting up a diary without water or with water very far, because you will not get what you want. Try to be realistic. Kiringa omuntu banakugamba nti Faruku emmere yo ogenda kugijjanga lushere. Kati bw'ogenda n'ogijja lushere n'okomawo wano onaakola emirimu gye wandikoze ng'emmere eri wano.
Waliwo ekigaana.
So make water available if possible in all paddocks. N'ente zonka zikulaala zitere hamaizi. Zitere hamaizi so that they know it is sorted. So nekindi why abancho it is sorted. So nekindi why abancho kutamize heihi. It's for cleaning.
For cleaning.
Cleaning the cans, cleaning the parlor where you make from, cleaning yourself. No manyangu, why there is mastitis. I'll tell you more about it. It's because of people not using the water to clean themselves. So okamente in a mastitis, yes. You transfer the mastitis yourself to another cow. So
ninjira nengaro
engaro kuko botaginaabere warga kama agent overweight automatically wabutwara umuntu endijo. So make water everywhere, so that when you turn you can wash your boots, you can clean yourself, and you're ready for the next cow. Ekindi, why you should what you should do, those who are doing semi-intensive, tunga jaza kureba ngo omushaho akurehei.
Right.
Yes, omushaho akurehei all the time. At your disposal.
Tuina aba sub county DVOs kukataba kwizombwe they want money. So
the problem is not sometimes. Yes, I will not argue. I will not argue the problem is with the vet sometimes, but still a lot of problem is with the farmer.
Right.
Because the farmer, you do not do you have a number of your sub county vet?
That is the question, you people. I think you are hearing from Dr.
Do you have the number of your sub-county vet? No, you don't have it. That means you do not care. You think that you can buy the medicine and then treat the cows yourself. The cow is having mastitis, but or you know jiragura for ECF. Can you imagine? Because you have not consulted the vet, and yet is there. Yes, I will tena hakana abamu abasawo bayita natajja bana arwawo kujja naye it's not always. Naye tomuyita ogure eddagala n'ogamba nze ngenda kwejjanjabira ente erwadde tujete fumbi mu Nyankole. I don't know mu Uganda wali bagyeta bata. Is it still a fumbi?
No, shwane fumbi.
Ente erwadde mastitis gojijjanjabye for ECF amashiyo. So the cow will die in the process, not because she has not been treated, but because she has been treated wrongly. You get? So making assurance to omusawo omuyina, make them your friends. Hey, no baga toina center ajja kujja kujjanjabira, but treating the right disease. Hey, so nekirala those vets aja kuyambako ku controlling ticks. Nowadays tuina chebaita brutic omunyankole n'enchuzu. And it has been a very big challenge to people.
We are going to talk about those because it's affecting dairy farm.
But yes, it is controllable. It is controllable, and most people have just given up because they have not consulted.
Now, what is the difference between what you are saying or what you are telling us and zero grazing? Because there are many questions.
There is no. What I'm telling you, disease control is everywhere.
Right.
Because even if you're doing zero grazing, even if you're doing semi-intensive, there's tick control everywhere. Even if you're doing free range, even if you decide to put the cow inside your house, you will still have ticks because ticks are here with us. So why I'm going into tick control is I want to show you sometime to come how you will manage the ticks. yourself in semi-intensive. So I was still telling you about the vet. That's why I had to bring in ticks. What the vet would help you to do in your semi-intensive.
Right.
The vet will come and sample your acaricide and say, mukuru gundi, mukuru Faruku, eddagala lyokozesa terikyatta nkwa, they call them nkwa, terikyatta nkwa, so kyusaamu okozese lino. So awo kitegeeza nti oli mu bulunzi bwo naye omusawo omwetaaga ajje akuyambeko ebirala. Omusajja ajja kujja kugamba ente eyo erwadde mastitis, kola bwoti ng'oyagala farming yetambule bulungi, making sure nti olina omusawo ajja kujja hit cycle mu nte, ajja kujja kugamba eno ente she's ready to be serviced. People who are using AI, artificial insemination, ajja kujja yarabe ente agambe eno ente eri ready to be serviced. I think how helpful it comes in. Ajja kujja adiwaminga ente ezo, togenda kukama nga todiwaminga. Ojja kukama nga olina okudiwaminga ente. Omusawo yajja okikukolera. Ojja obuyeno obuto buli very delicate kubulabirira kati nowadays because there is clostridia. Omusawo ajja kujja now there is ajja kugamba nti ente bw'omala ogikama kozesa iodine to disinfect the teeth canal, and for us we call it iod. We call it iod, but it's iodine. It's iodine. Ekirala
iodine nyonka hiruko kugishomo
ekirala. But now we are coming to the thing now. Kora supplementary feeding. Kyebayita supplementary feeding. Yes, ente ziri mu paddock, ziri mu grazing mu paddocks, ziri kujjayo kyezijjeeyo, naye weetaaga n'ozongerako ku birungo okusobola okuweereza amata g'oyagala, oba try to supplement the cows to give them what you need from them. Because you have given them what they want, then in return, they will have to give you what you also want. So, hariho ebyokulya ebitukuheereza ente, kureba ngu ya ebeire neekuheereza rita 2 omupaddock, wagyongeraho yakuheereza rita 6. Egyo to achievement yakuheereza rita 6. So, ebyokulya ebi nibiha hariho silage, inja silage numa, it is they cut batema fresh pasture. You either prepare, actually these days I'm preferring a concrete pit. Abakuba concrete pit, there is no water.
Kare concrete pit nikimanyisa kya abantu never cause cement ikina bakakosa cement n'amabare bakachombeka ekaba concrete pit. Niyo doctor arimu nageza okutugambira Dr. Muganga niwe twine hano arimu nageza okutushoborera enshonga ndijo aha bintu bya dairy farming yatugambira Israel yatugambira kibyona, so tumwine mpaka
concrete pit
niwe twine
concrete pit noma ordinary tubaye twine ebina byaitu otimbe kina otamu pasture oreta fresh pasture ogitamu otamu ekiveera. We normally use that poison, black poison. Abamwe dukora kubi, you don't join the poison well. Osanga yata kwa amazing down from within. Nari you leave it open. Osanga embeho yarabamu. The side J1 were expecting to feed for 3 months. Osanga waj feeding 1 month. The rest has got wasted because there was some little bit of inaccuracy and negligence somewhere. So when you do something, when you do concrete one, you minimize water penetration, and then your responsibility it's got to make it covered well on top. So and then during compaction it's much easy for you, because if you want, you can bring a tractor and steps on top, compacts your silage, you cover it. During the opening, one was feeding. If you're going to feed the cows, open so fast, take out what you want to take out, cover again. Yeah, kujangu embeho tiyabira bamu. So that bakagumana that good smell. You know, when you keep grass down without air, without water, it smells good. Even that's why the cows love it. It smells good. So these days I prefer the concrete pit, because it is smart. It keeps the pastures from water, if you're careful, even air, and it is clean. Doesn't mix with soil. It's clean food. Chindi, feed the calves. Where is the calf meat? Yes, nowadays I prefer the pellets. I hope pellets. Pellets wabureba ni nkoko kureba, you know, the bagia, what they call bagia.
Yeah.
Bagia, yes. Bagia.
N'utuntu
turinga. So that's how pellets look like. They are not bagia, but that's how they look like. That's the best calf meat to me, because I've seen its results. They are good, and the calves love it. On top of supplementing, give the calf. Like me now, I'm feeding my calves bucket feeding.
You use bucket?
Yeah, don't allow them to suckle, because you might find today the mother, she has found the mother with the 2 liters. Tomorrow she will find there is nothing in the mother, all 1 liter. So the milk is unstable. So she will grow up. She's not healthy. Konka ni mangu every day. I will give her 4 liters of milk. They are constant, and even her body, she knows it. It is constant, so it becomes healthy for her. Even her mind is healthy, because she knows every day she's taking in the same thing. Keep them in a clean place, clean their pens, to clean everyone where they sleep, so that they don't get infected. Imagine you sleeping on the same bed sheets for 2 weeks.
This one is saying,
how will they look like?
Muganga ni mbareba. Ko David Chondo.
So, I know him. Okay. So how do you feel? You're sleeping on the same bed sheets for 2 weeks. It will not be pleasing. It will not be pleasing to you. So why do you let them sleep on the same beddings for a month? They will pick infections from there. They will not look good. They will be dirty.
Right.
Yeah, they will be dirty. So they feed the the pregnant mothers that are remaining with 2 weeks to give birth. Start to feed them also. Start to prepare them for milking before they give birth. 2 weeks at least, or even 1. Start to feed the cow. Preparing for the next milking. But it comes from your record management, because if you have not kept the records, you will not know how many days your cow will be left with to give birth. You will not know. So prepare.
To keep records. These our dairy farmers here. You find it is hard to be with that record book.
No, why should
and it is rare.
Why should it be hard?
Now tell them.
Why should it be hard for you to keep records of your own cows? First of all, if you have the records, if you don't have the records, someone come and your cow will give birth and someone will take the calf. Or someone will take your cows and you don't even know, because you don't have the records, you don't even know them. So it is compulsory to me to keep the records for each and every individual cow that you have on your farm. Why shouldn't you keep the records? If you don't, some guys memory is good at memory. Keep fine, he has all his animals in his head. It's a record. Hey, but you don't know your cows and you don't write them in the book. Why? How will you manage if you take it? So keep records. That's why I don't even want to talk about it, because everyone, that's a mandatory.
Yeah, it should be
for everyone. So why should you supplement your cows with food? The first thing is why you should do it is you want milk. You know, they say in computer language, they say garbage in, garbage out.
Yeah.
You don't feed your cow, you not get what you want.
Yeah.
You feed her, you get what you want. So first of all, it is you feed your cows because you want milk, more milk from them. You're expecting from them. The other thing, you want to boost their immunity against diseases. That's why you feed. Even us, that's why we eat food. First of all, we want to be productive, and then the other thing, we want to keep our bodies free from diseases. You know, when you're working, some food values in your body, you definitely have a problem somewhere. So it's to build their immunity, to give them energy to move. Yeah, you feed them because they are carrying a lot of milk in their udder, so they need the energy to move towards the milking place, or to the sprayers, or to any other place you want them to go. So they will definitely they need energy. That's why you feed them. Yeah, that's it. So this is it with you've done all that. Then now the problem comes to the milking area.
The milking area, where you milk from.
Was now the problem comes to a cow ente nebasa kumira mate nari kubuza mate at the last minute of milking. Do you know that? No, bano jikama 15 liters, ngo jikama 50 liter 15. Na ye wano kusawe semba yongo genda jikama matane gabura. Why? Stress. Ojireso jidusa. Ojireso jikube emigu.
Okay.
You brought the cow on stress. You're beating up the cow, and you expect the cow to give you what you want,
to produce what you want.
She will not. So the making place. First of all, the first thing you should do is to restore calmness. Restore calmness, or restore calm at the making place, making sure that ojeewo ebintu byonna ebigireetera okubeera nervous. Newiranga etidde tegana kugiteganisa biyewo byona emengu yaza kuyaha in this place, it is free. She's okay, she feels secure with you. It starts with you. You agireta noza kugikama, why should you beat the cow? And you expect to get something out of it? You will not. So get the cow, bring her well when it's time for making. Me, what I do, I play music for my cows.
That's what I wanted even to ask you.
I play music for my cows. Even Abanyankore,
they use it even to do it,
to sing.
To sing.
Yes, to sing for the cows when they are coming. Kuzichiriza. So they would feel, they would have a sense of belonging, and they will feel they are secure with the person who is going to make them. So they are fine. So at whatever some of us have not learned that, because we have grown up in schools. That's what I can tell you.
Boarding sections.
And I did not have a chance to know how to sing for them. And but what I did, I was like, technology is moving. Why don't I create something that is similar to that singing, or even better? So what I do, I play music for my cows.
Right.
When I'm going to make them, I bring them around 15 minutes before the actual making. So I let them rest. They drink water. I turn on the radio.
Okay.
So in the parlor, the making parlor. So I have my radio up, turn it up, slow music. You don't bring this shouting music loud. You know those guys who rap and what so fast the music is loud. No, I play country music for my cows. So
this
it is
world is not our,
you know.
Okay.
So it is slow. They feel it. Even when you come close and you look at them like this, you see there's something she's listening to.
Right.
And she feels at ease. She's at ease. Then now, when I start to make, I have to bring them close to where they know where they're supposed to. They're trained.
I think you viewers, you've heard how doctor is telling us. Dr. Muganga is trying to tell us that for him, instead of singing, what he does, he put music for cows. I mean cows for president, so that it can produce a lot of milk than the way how it is, or it was doing good time back, because the records has it that there is increase of milk production, of which it wasn't at this farm. But now everything is fine. So people, I think you can copy. People have been viewing us. That's how doctor said. So Dr. Muganga, thank you for how you have elaborated. Okay. And you are very clear.
Okay.
And there is that credit you have, big credit. Maybe you got it from your home background.
Yeah,
even from Israel, where you went, even in another country. Then now, tell us, I don't know whether you are still explaining. Are you still explaining?
Yeah,
so that I ask you another question?
So something small, okay, before we do it. And
because there is the other question of the other guy.
Yes.
So zero grazing.
So the cows are trained, like I was telling you. When you open like this, where they are milked from, they rush to their stalls. Each one knows where she's milked from. She goes there and waits for you to put for her food as she's listening to the music, and everything is okay. You don't shout at them, you don't beat them, and there's a sense of they feel like there is a sense of friendship,
right, between
you and them, and they're at ease. So you clean their udders. You don't just milk the way they come, because some have dung, some are like human beings, some are dirty, some are clean. So you find some cows are dirty by the end of the day or by making time. So you clean them with warm water. If you have the machine like I do, you start the machine and start to make. And the other thing, the other logic is try to balance the time of milking. If you make them at 6 in the morning, try to make them towards 6 in the evening. Balance the time. Make it, let's say if it's 10 hours between the milking, let it be constant, almost 10 hours. So don't make and give them a 6-hour interval and milk them and then give them a 12-hour interval. They will not give you what you want. Zihereze obwire okwingana okuba koras kame omushanga 10 between the milking, they will give you what you want. Koras kame 10 emishaha 10 wazongera eshaha 12 no it will not be good. So see that from the first milking to the second milking or to the third, time is almost the same. Yeah, so they will give you what you want. And the other thing is
tumwachire Michael.
Before tumwachire
banzo karebe tumwachire Michael nakorera TV West.
Okay.
Aine banzo kishome kirebe okishome in silence.
So why is it that government cows are dying at Inshara government farm? What can we learn from those farms if the cows are dying? So it's called
Tumwachire Michael.
So Tumwachire Michael, I am not part of the government.
Right.
And I actually don't know if Inshara is a government farm or not, because
for you to work for Museveni,
I am not working for the government.
Right.
I am working for Museveni personally. So I don't know about Inshara. I will not talk about what I don't know.
Thank you. Let's continue. You have replied.
So semi-intensive. If you want to be a semi-intensive farmer, like me, like any other person, like my dad, like any other person, one, you have to have knowledge about it, make research, find out what's done and what you shouldn't do, how it is done. Then again, you have to sacrifice everything for the cow. It went to jungle. A cow has no weekend. A cow
has no weekend.
Has no Sunday. A cow has no Christmas.
Right.
So it is 24/7, 365 days.
That is
active.
Yeah, active.
Yes. So it is you who steals time to do your other things. But if you are an intensive farmer, or when you're dealing with a cow, those things are not there. You don't count them. You just steal time and you go and do your own things. But you know, you leave the cow comfortable before you go for your own things. The core-most part about it, about farming, about anything in life, about our professions, about our careers, about any other thing, let it be the military, let it be science, everything rotates on passion. So if you're passionate about something, you will do it perfectly. So
there is this question.
I grew up seeing the cows. I was passionate about the cows, and I am passionate about the cows, and I am not ready to give up about the cows. And this is God blesses you in whatever you wish to do that is good. Like me, I dedicated all my life for animals, not only cows, even goats, sheep. So I
have a question.
I
lost my goats.
I feel very proud about it, and that's why you see me. I have refused to take out this thing because this is for us the this is for us the cowboys.
Right? Yeah.
This
Cowboys.
is for us the cowboys.
Okay, the chairman.
It's not for swag. This is for us the cowboys.
Now this one is for my chairman Biharwe.
Okay.
He has been in leadership for 15 years. Then now he's in retirement. But there is a question he has posed here. I think in retirement. But there is a question he has posed here. I think you can listen to it. You can listen just. Let me increase on the volume.
Iwe dokta webare nakwakira watujya nokora muzeyi kandi ko kubana okora muzeyi almost no okora nkiyanga riyona nyendo tsobore ekiresere mbazi mingi munonga etakwitengoha nenji iwe nga dokta mutendeki.
Okay, ninjangu ekyo kibuuzo kimugarikemu.
personally. No, let me repeat. Let me do it here on camera.
Okay, yeah.
He's asking ekiretsire engoha obutafa. Chairman obangambira from Biharwe. He's asking ekiretsire engoha obutafa.
Chairman wamanya.
Chairman obangambira from Biharwe. I think it is clear and it is one thing. You know, the problem is one and the solution is one. So the problem was privatization. Companies is kubazeire obugabe bwokunanga mukora embazi or to import the drugs to the country. Bakora ekibakweta drugs are altered. They are altered or they are not pirated like films and what. You know, a pirated film is not the original film.
Yeah.
So
it got from the other original.
So the acaricide is just altered with something else. Because maybe because of selfish issue means or something. Someone wants to get more from his production. So what he does, he gets the original, he makes so many duplicates out of it and sells them to the market. So that's why you come to find that people are complaining that Mbazi, a fee or something. It's why I think personally that was because of privatization.
Right.
When the companies were given the right to produce acaricide at their own means, they misused it. So because they wanted money, so they had to make some things that were not right, and then
how about
then the other thing
echo kugira ngo imwe mbazi nemukosere original ya president ngo yo ne koragite ine buzi
no
kandi abandi bine mbaze fi.
That's not true. We are using the same acaricide that everyone else is using, but what we do is we take the drugs to the lab, we test them,
before using it.
No, we take the ticks and we take the acaricide we intend to use, we take them to the lab and we see, does this acaricide kill this tick?
Okay.
If it kills it, we use that one. If it does not kill it, we change the acaricide. So it's not special, it's not a special one. We just change the acaricide we according to our lab results. So but we are using the acaricide everyone else
now
is using in the country.
Can a local farmer from Biharwe who is watching you live think about that he should first get ticks of the other kind and he puts it in the lab? Even that person, I don't think whether he knows where to put it.
What I can tell you about that is that the government has tried to simplify everything for the farmer. There is a lab. Do you know that there is a lab here in Nyabitanga?
Nyabitanga.
Just nearby here. Nyabitanga is between Kazo. Is it Kazo? No. Is it Kazo, Kiruhura? I don't know the district now. There's Kazo.
It is between there.
But it is between this side and Sebaburi, in the middle there.
Yeah.
Is Nyabitanga. So very many farmers from here and very many farmers from Sebaburi, even outside, bring. It is easy. Call the vet. Let him take a blood sample. Let him, you want a sample or a ticks or something. Take it, collect it for you. Make some little payment, takes it for you to the lab.
To the lab.
He finds for you the results of what's happening to your farm. I don't think we should also put in energy.
Right.
To save ourselves and the resources. We should invest. If you want to earn,
because
invest.
It's a business.
Because it's a business.
I think people are watching like Muganga, former Mbarara. Former Biharwe chairman who was in leadership for 15 years, but later when we started this nanny campaign for him, he said that I won't come. and he's a good guy. He's Stephen Muganga. I think Stephen Muganga, they have replied to you.
Is a call name?
Yeah, a call name. Yeah, you are also Muganga.
Is a call name?
Yeah.
Yes. So that one, if we should take our responsibility and yeah, let's do it. Let's take let's mobilize our vets to do the samples for us and take them here nearby. The labs have been built in most parts of the country. Let them be utilized. Some people are there, even the employees are looking for farmers to bring for them samples. The farmers are nowhere to be seen. So there are so many farmers. They will not come to every individual farm and force you. No, you are the one supposed to know what you want to do. Hey.
Okay, I think you've heard how doctor has
how it can be solved.
We are at the farm of President, and this is the manager of the farm here in Rwakitura. So we are streaming live at Fatwes TV. People who are watching us, keep watching us. You can ask all questions you have. Doctor will answer you as he is trying to drive a point. Thank you.
Okay, so before I conclude.
You haven't concluded.
Okay,
you can
before
continue.
I conclude my semi-intensive.
Okay, semi-intensive.
And if I can, how I can answer people who are asking how the tick problem can be solved. That question, I take it to the government. The government should, you know, the government is known to Museveni.
Yeah, it is a big thing.
The government is all of us.
True. It starts with you.
It starts with you.
With me, with him.
So I think we should again advocate for zoning.
Zoning.
Yes.
Zoning.
Zoning. If zoning and we should do two things. Zoning, and then the government should take back, should withdraw from privatization and produce the acaracides themselves.
Now a person from Shwerenche, a person from Chinoni, tell us the meaning of zoning. Let that person understand well the meaning of zoning.
Zoning. When I am in church, I always hear my reverend telling us those coming from this zone, this one, those coming from this zone, and they always have the zone leader. So zones, these are like neighborhoods, areas. Let's say we might have Mshwere zone, we might have Rwakitura zone. So in Uganda, we have the northern region, the northern region, the southern region, the east, the west, the central, the southwest, the northeast, and name it. So zoning, this is a planned use of acaricide. When you come to the acaricide, it's planned. So they say, let's say, we say the north now will be using the co-formulated acaricide like DOD protein. Those acaricides that are got after adding more, like mixing more than one. Then the other ones will use amitics. Let's say the north will use the co-formulated. Then the east will use amitics. Then this one we will use, central will use organophosphates. Or the other will use some other thing. Let's say the north is using DOD, the east is using Nortraz, and then the west or the central is using some other acaricide. So let me compare the north and the east. So the north uses DOD for 6 months. You can even make it 6 years, 6 months, and then as the east is using Nortraz. So after 6 months, the tick is trying to become resistant to DOD in the north.
Yes.
And then the other tick in the east is trying to get resistant to Nortraz. Then all of a sudden, Northwards is taken from the east to the north, and then duodip is brought from the north to the east. So the ticks have not yet gotten to the other acaricide. You have changed it and brought in a new one. So the tick will not build the resistance. It will die. It will. That's the zoning. I can take it just near here. Here
in Rwakitura.
Everyone here uses a different acaricide. That's very dangerous, because my tick here will get used. I'm using a duodip. My tick here, then my neighbor is using Northwards. The neighbor there is using something else.
Okay, there are many questions there, but drive a point.
Okay,
then.
the neighbor, I'm using duodip. The neighbor is using Northwards. The other one is using something else. So the tick is around here. Is in between all of us. So it has built resistance on duodip, resistance on Northwards, and resistance on some other acaricide. So it means even if my neighbor changes from Northwards to what I have, the tick will not die.
Okay.
Yes. The tick, and that's everyone in the country is using their own things. So if we are restricted and they say Mkukunani bagambira bakagira ngu bahindura omubazi ombetweka bya Uganda for 6 months nibetoroora bati omubazi oguri hano baguswitching hano bagutaha. We shall have no ticks anymore.
Okay.
Yeah.
So now who should be blamed? Because now the zoning is good, and you are saying that every person at least should copy from the other, but there is no mobilization. I think people are or these dairy farmers are not mobilized enough. Now who should be mobilizing fellows?
No, I think we should we should not blame anyone. We are not here to blame anyone. We are here to solve a problem.
That is all.
And I think like any home, there's always a father. And for this case, I think our father is the government. So if the government decide to mobilize us, it cannot even take a week. Do you know that? It cannot even take a week.
If the government
it comes to mobilize us,
true,
it will not even take a week. Because it is our father. Because if you want to put on a different shirt, and your father at home says, if you put on this shirt, you will not come to my house, will you?
No,
you will not come to his house. So you will put on what he wants. So I think the government is our father, and it should be on the forefront of this. Yes.
As you continue explaining, there are many questions. Maybe let us start. Should we, or there is a point?
No, you can. It's okay. You can.
I can bring questions when you are explaining. Okay. Now this Alan still continued asking that you didn't talk about on his zero grazing. Zero grazing.
What? Come again. What did he want to know exactly?
That is in Guru, but as if we should take as much in zero grazing, and also requested this. Okay, he requested that this TV should continue bring your issues. Farming that you keep visiting.
Okay.
Our
so
TV. Fatwes TV.
So zero grazing, I think I did much about it, if you can remember, and the dynamics are with zero grazing. It's water, food, water, food. Water, food. So don't start don't start zero grazing when you don't have you might have a water supply system, but it should be reliable because the cows will need water anytime. So be with water. You can make silage and hay, or you can buy the brands, the maize brand, like there is the maize brand. You feed it according to how much, you feed your cows according to how much milk they give you. Like me now, a cow of, to be specific, a cow of 12 liters a day. So I give her 3 kilos per milking. So those are 6 kilos a day of brand. Yes, I am still planting pasture, and I have not yet accomplished it, but I use the brand and it's working.
Thank you. What is kashanku? Can you detail kashanku for farmers? It is one silent deadly disease.
Okay, kashanku.
It's called aroho.
Okay. Kashanku, that's a anaplasmosis. That's it. That's anaplasmosis. And nowadays, there's a new disease called Clostridia. And 99% cow which has a kashanku might be having Clostridia. So Clostridia is a bacterial disease like others, but it has been on rampage nowadays, killing cows, sudden death. One of its signs when you slaughter the dead cow, or the carcass, you find the internal organs are rotten, and yeah, that's it. So kashanku brings some kind of like blood stains too.
Yeah.
And it's like almost constipation in humans. So I think the best approach to that now is imizo. If you realize you have it, imizo or imochem, I normally use those two and they work. So
there is a common challenge of Clostridial infections. I
think that's what I've been talking about. I've talked about
how can such condition be controlled? We
currently don't have the exact drug to treat Clostridia, but we are
Clostridia.
Clostridia is a bacterial disease which has there is the perfringens and the Clostridia tetani. That's tetanus. Especially these days, it's killing calves a lot because it goes through the umbilical cord, and it's shared drinking. If you are reckless with where animals drink from, and there is uninfected cow, the other animals are likely to get it. So, and it is very hard to avoid or to control, but very simple if you vaccinate regularly, keep vaccinating. So me, I do the vaccination.
When they are replying you.
If you're starting to vaccinate for the first time,
they are there now. They
do it after 21. After doing it today, do it again after 21 days. Give it 2 months. Do it again. Give it 6 months. Do it again. You will bring it down.
I think Asimo you've had, they have tried
give supportive treatment. I normally use the best is I think the best is tyrosine and Bacillin. They have done a good job to my part because I have used them. And they have helped me. Some cows have recovered.
Now, which acaracides do you prefer people to use? The best according to Ankore
according to me, I think I still prefer
Duodip.
Yes.
Okay, thank you. Then continue drive your point as they ask.
So about that, that was it about semi-intensive, and I have exhausted it. So have the passion about your cows. No, they don't do the do's. You have everything at your disposal. The way you want, whatever you want, you have it. So, Farouk, I think time is not our friend.
Time is not our friend, but there is what I want to ask you. Nyenda ogambe nkaha ahachoko no manya it is burfateni akimenyeto noreba nituchijundera muno okora cyaba mu expensive cyenda makasente wa bull fattening akukora iki
Now,
nko munyeto kare
by the way, even bull fattening is no longer done only on free range. Like we used to do it, and you graze the bulls and then give them vitamin, like I used to see, and then you deworm them, and that's it. Nowadays we don't have land.
Yeah.
We don't have land. There is no space. People are many. People are getting many. Yet we need the food. That's why actually everyone should embrace agriculture, because we are becoming many in numbers. Yet the food is less. We need the food. That's why we need to produce more milk. We need tons and need so much volumes of milk, because people are starving. There's no milk. So, bull fattening is beef. That's beef. So, there's one farmer I know, that's Kavats, I think, who is trying to do beef farming almost on a zero grazing. Can you imagine? That's very good. He's trying to do it in Zimbabwe. I think in Ntutsi, towards Ntutsi. I have not been there personally, but I have friends who have gone there, and they tell great stories about that person. So you grow pasture, it's the same story. Grow pasture and feed it, supplement them with energy foods, and deworm them. You have it.
Then oguyajira kiri kiwagarakamu ekya wano garakamu chairman wa Biharwe yagira ngu those cows are dying because famine.
Because of famine?
Famine. Nija munagamba ziri zanshara.
Okay.
Then extreme scarcity of pasture.
I think it might be because of overgrazing.
And the problem is because of overgrazing. That the government ranch is now occupied by Museveni's friends and family.
No, I don't think that's true. I don't think
this one wants to add some politics.
I think, but I am not here for politics.
True.
And,
so, Mr. Simon, Dr. Muganga has replied you. I said that your last message, your last point, choosing what people there, that friends of president and family, they are occupying the ranch. No, that for him is not here for political money. For him is here to explain a dairy farmer.
Exactly.
So in case when you are asking, be in line. Don't leave that lane.
Exactly. So I am.
So Mr. Simon, be in the lane. Don't go astray.
Actually, so I hate politics. That's why they're not part of me. And
yeah, Dr. Muganga hates politics. I think you are hearing him. So in case when you are out there, please, you can ask. Then he will reply.
I'm just concerned about the animal. That's it.
That's it.
Yeah.
We are still here at Rwakitura. Okay. There. Let me check. There are other questions. But even here, I'm seeing other questions. This one.
Fatwes live and watching. Dr. Wente za Rwakitura natagambire mbazi ahabwenki indwara ziremeire mu matungo g'abantu ahabwenki mbazi bakozesa etari effective, so ariyo natutwara process by process abari free horono mango in 1 hour. Just to go on Fatwes Live TV, watch Dr. Muganga. Ariona yeje search into Farouk Ariona I'm interviewing and he's really giving us insights for information okutwa kubasa kurinda matungo gaitu ninga embaze shikire ninga products nungi eziri kuvasa kutambira ente zaitu.
Okay, that's it.
Then kankubuza FMD ibire kaya konka hariho n'endwara ezindi kakashanku ezo wanogeza okore kandi zikayo kashanku kwa tente negendegwa niko kunyigaho uti ushongu n'urubaho omunda muri tugambire endwara ezindi then yo FMD neba control data
FMD it is the quarantine. Yeah, it's true, it's around, but we don't have it here, not because we have all means not to have it, but because we are careful. We are careful. Like I told you in the beginning, when you cannot go through that gate if you have not gone through that treated water.
True.
That water is having some disinfectant chemical. So we can try to be careful in our homes. Try not to do the fencing. There is now the land ownership is no longer communal. It is now private. So fence off your land. Try to stop other animals from coming, stray animals from coming to your farm, which might carry the disease. Don't allow people to trespass within your farm. Minimize the visitors. This is COVID. You are not supposed to be visiting people. Minimize the visitors, and you, the visitors, stay in your homes. Don't carry diseases to other people, because FMD, these guys abana bakutwara mate, those who pick abachunda, those who pick milk from your farms are the ones who bring for you the FMD, because he goes and collects milk in a crowd that is infected, where the tires have rolled, and where he has stepped, he has gone with it. He brings it to your farm. Because you don't have a foot bath at your place, he ends up coming in the way he came from the other farm with a disease to your farm. Stop them if it's possible. Let him collect the milk at your gate. Let him not come in. Let him, or create a foot bath so that when put in the disinfectant, so that when he comes in, he's okay. Yes. The other thing is don't hide. You know, farmers always hide. They see a neighbor is having a FMD, they think that they are going to close again the markets. So what they do, they hide that person. And then
they don't talk about him.
They don't talk about him.
That this one is
exactly. And then from there, that very person will give a cow to a friend. The friend will take the infected cow, to his farm. His animals will be infected. He will again, another one will again take from that farm. So that's how it spreads. But again, obey the quarantine. If the government says there's a partial, there's what they call partial quarantine. Partial, this is a partly they open markets, Cape Pachiro. You come and you bring the lorry to your farm, which I think is good. Bring to your farm, Opachira, the Baztuarent, Kampala, or wherever. Then there is, if they say there is partial lockdown, adhere to it. Adhere to it. They do exactly that. Then if they say there is total lockdown, don't move any animal around. Why should you move any animal around? Don't. Respect it. I think that's the best way we can control FMD, besides vaccination and other measures. So
before looking for acaracides, first treat it with your knowledge.
Exactly, treat it with your knowledge. Yeah, obey to the rules.
Then there is this question. Now this one is asking about good breeds. Then he had again put that there is another challenge of animals keeping emaciating over chronically. Some advice. It's called the Mugangas.
They keep emaciating chronically. I think you need to take samples, blood samples, call a doctor. He takes the samples, you see what the problem is. I think that's the best he can do.
So he should do this. He should call a doctor.
A doctor.
A veterinary.
Yeah, he takes a blood sample to the lab. They can tell him what his animals are suffering from. Emaciation. Emaciation is reducing in size. Yeah, nehwam. As you can see, it's emaciating, it's reducing in size, meaning there's a problem with its health. So let him do what I've told him, call the doctor, and he will get his problem solved.
Okay.
Yes, please.
Then the katarebe bindevuzo, then turenkuta winding up. Ninjangu biona wabitamu. Kuano hine nkokunada nara biona wabukwato.
Yes.
Aha, reka tubone hine bantu babuza platform of which notion tubuza. Then achembuza kaharo hechizubu. There is a problem between these abariku diringiro monte na nembuza hate mbuzi zo mu farm. Kuzo mu farm kazire tuburwiri.
Now about goat farming, you're taking me very deep. With the goats, I want to talk that they don't know that a goat eats maximally for 2 hours and he's done. She's done. 2 hours. So the rest of the time he's loitering around and destroying property and carrying diseases and ticks everywhere. So if you have a good goat house, I prefer that you keep your goats inside until at least 2. Provide for them water, because by 2 it will be hot. Provide for them water, keep them in. So if it's possible, feed your goats inside on pastures. If you cannot, keep them up to 2. Open for them, let them eat 2, 3, 4, 4:30, or take them back to the house. They will be satisfied if they have what to eat around. So they can stop carrying ticks and destroying people's property and what. Goats are very stubborn. They are very stubborn animals. They are not like sheep. The sheep will eat and they stay with cows, but the goats will want to stray and go everywhere.
True.
So they are disturbed a lot by pneumonia. Try to make sure that where your goat pen is, remove the yamwamasho muchiju, get aside eyo muyaga gukujema. Don't bring it where the muyaga is coming from to the chiju, because it has ammonia and it will bring problems for the goats. So put it the other side where wind blows away from the house. Yes, position the goat dropping outside there where the wind blows away from the house. Yes. Try also to find out from the lab, take samples from them and see their health, monitor their health.
I think you need to talk about it because it is now like a local person. Omuntu wa hansi nareba nk'ikigambwe na kihurira kitini.
No.
Atina na kitandika. You know. Ekikuru kyabyona no kwesya omushaho. He will do your great job. He will do niwo kuboya farm, so niwo kuboine embuzi zawe, niwo kumanya how they are every day. So whatever study okay, like every day they are, then that means there is a problem. Okay. Ninja tukatu chap tere abuzo rumwe. Ogunagera yagera ogono bamweta Ronald najang feeding animals on maize bran sometimes cause miscarriages and failure of cows to conceive. What causes it? Is it the poor feeding methods or what?
That guy answered himself well. If you're feeding this brand,
I think people you are following,
You don't
he's
need-
trying to answer.
Be calculative. Don't make excess. Do you know that if a cow escaped and went into a maize plantation, the next morning without anyone seeing, she will be dead because she will not stop herself. She will eat, bloat, and die. So everything is regulated by you yourself.
Okay, then another question. There is a common challenge of Clostridial infection. What advice can he give to farmers?
I think I told him.
Okay.
I said that already.
Then this one is saying, is asking, how can a farmer protect or treat the Frisian cows on blind eyes?
Treat or protect the cows on blind eyes. First of all, you are the ones who bring the blindness in cows. When you start to spray them with how this I know they always use
You mean when they are spraying?
yeah, there's a chemical that the aceramectin, the one for plants, meant for plants. They mix it with this acaricide made for animal. The other one is designed for plants.
Right.
So if you spray it on an animal, there is a long-term effect. If the effect is not, it's a long-term effect. You'll spray it and see the ticks have fallen off, but in a long run, you'll have the blindness. So instead of that, increase the concentration of this acaricide or change it. Often change it. You find one person is using the same acaricide for 2 years, what do you expect? Hey.
Then this one is saying, kori kusibe ente, kori kujikomo kajita hamwe, nguhine byo kurwara ngutobigamba, ninja namanyiso
Rotating around.
Kujita hantu hamwe mbwene iri kurira hamwe. Zero grazing, ninjoga rya zero grazing.
Zero graze, no. Of course it is fatigue. Yeah, it is fatigue. You don't have to keep the cows too many all in one place, or a cow in one room and she does not move. It's not okay. No, back to room. Do you think you'll be okay? You will not be okay. So you need to move. Zero grazing does not mean that the cow is here, stationed and cannot move. No, you have a reserve area where they move to run a little bit and exercise and then come back. Not very far, just a nearby place. And I think that it's fatigue. It's fatigue.
Ashino jihamo bya biro mange.
No, it's what you do. Get out the cow. Give them freedom to run around a little bit and stretch, and then give them some painkillers if they already have the problem, and they will be okay. Yeah, give them some painkillers and they are good to go. Leave them to run a little bit. Put for them a reserve area where they know they will run around and they are not in one place. Yeah.
Then what could be your last message to the viewers of Fatwes TV?
I once again thank you for your time and coming here to share with me. I think it's a pleasure to me, and this is what I have loved since I was young.
Right.
I loved to get my fellow countrymen aware about what we have, the precious things we have. I love this song of Tumwine. It says the land of milk and honey, it's meaning the whole Uganda. Though some people take it personally that it is the West, but the whole Uganda is just the land of milk and honey.
And way to conclude, this one is saying that, but this issue is not, because for you say that you hate politics. He's saying, but this issue is not political. it is part of animal livestock, and there is serious dying of famine, and you are the right people to save them.
The ones in Shara?
Ninjirani charumu, ninjirani charumu. You are the real person to save.
I will. I know. I will make more research
It's
about.
called Simon.
I will make more research about what is in Shara, and then if there is a need, I will drive the point home.
Okay.
Yes.
So when that time comes, naija kuijaha, then at Shobore nabo still on the same TV, on the same online. Abantu batureba. Then gumizamo otshobora
Okay.
no driving.
So I was trying to tell you that those watching me on Fatwes TV, the first thing is to love your country, love what you do. If you're a pilot, love piloting. If you're an engineer, love it. I think if an engineer does his work best, and I do my work best, we are both contributing to the development of the same motherland. So in that way, we shall be great. So keep away from
Really, this message.
keep away from
So
negativity, and embrace yourselves with the right knowledge.
The last one. So people who are watching, I think you are seeing we are in Rwakitura at the farm of President, where we are trying to explain. We have a veterinary doctor. He's the one who is working on this farm, and he's the manager. So since he is the one, I'm sure he can explain everything concerning or advising Ugandans wherever you are, as long as you are in that family.
So that's it. I believe everything that I do, I am passionate about it, especially the animals, like I've told you. And I love my country, and I love myself. So if you don't love yourself, you cannot do anything constructive. So I love myself. Let's keep ourselves safe from the COVID-19 pandemic. It's real, it's there.